moving that jab up and down. And then when you go downstairs, take that downstairs, come up with that left hook. It's gonna be open because it's gonna fall down into it. Anytime you jab down low, just keep trying to come over the top.
Say, hey, you know what? I can't beat that Mayweather style. I was too young, but look, I did it now against Crawford.
I forget Mayweather a long time ago. This is different for me, you know? I lost that day and that's it. I learned a lot.
What do you like in Canelo versus Crawford?
Well, I'm a giant Crawford fan because I think he's the best switch hitter since Marvin Hagler. I also think Canelo is slowing down, and Canelo is more of a one-punch fighter now than the combination fighter he was when he was younger.
Canelo fired back after finding out Terence Crawford had trained with Floyd Mayweather. He said this fight has now turned personal. According to Canelo, Crawford has been disrespecting him for a while and is clearly trying to make him look weak or outdated. Canelo warned that this isn't just about boxing anymore.
Tell me a little bit about that. Did things get a little bit personal now?
Yeah, a little bit more personal because, you know, I did respect him. I don't respect him anymore because he say, I'm not gonna do what they want me to do and this and that. And then he tried to, maybe Turki Al-Ashi told him, hey, you need to do something because you seem so nervous in Riyadh. So and he tried to like he walked me back, and that's why I pushed him. And you know, like I say, don't fuck with me.
It's beyond business now. Terence Crawford doesn't rate Canelo Alvarez's career as highly as others do. He thinks many of Canelo's biggest wins came against legends who were already past their prime, like Shane Mosley, Miguel Cotto, and Sergey Kovalev. Crawford also mentioned how easily Mayweather beat Canelo. To him,
things about Canelo's resume, but I won't. You know, I wanna, you know, pay homage to the fighters that he fought. And if he don't wanna pay homage to the fighters I fought, if he think they nobodies, then come fight time, then I wonder what they're gonna say after I beat him.
This shows Canelo's resume isn't as strong as it seems. Crawford also believes Canelo downplays his own achievements and tries to act like his opponents. We're in top level, something he takes personally. Promoter Eddie Hearn admits that Canelo has a natural size advantage over Crawford, but he doesn't think that guarantees a win.
Not for him, like not against him, sorry, for him. Like he's so, I think he has no doubt that he beats Canelo Alvarez.
Of course.
I really like Terence, by the way. I think he's a great fighter. But I have to say, like, tell me his major significant wins.
Well, obviously Errol Spence.
Yeah, but come on.
No, but he beat a guy who was in the top 5 pound for pound, and he destroyed him. That's really never happened.
No, I agree.
History.
I agree. I mean, look, he was coming off, you know, some eye problems, but
nobody was saying that when he was beating
we're giving that credit.
And Ugas.
Tell me more.
I'm just saying.
I don't know, but
that's a big win. Now,
keep going.
Your guy from the UK, who he stopped him, what, in the 5th round, was it?
Kell Brook. Finished by then. Yeah, go on, keep going.
Okay, he stopped somebody that nobody's ever really can hurt.
Well,
Sean Porter.
I mean, yeah, but that was about 8 years before, and Errol Spence.
That wasn't 8. What do you mean?
Yeah, when he beat Sean Porter.
No, that was in 2023.
Who?
Terence Crawford beat Sean Porter.
No, I'm talking about Kell Brook against Sean Porter.
No, I was talking about Bud. I'm not talking about that. Yeah. But he stopped him. Nobody's ever able to really hurt Sean.
By the way, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just
that was a great win.
Like an open
and he didn't have a lot of names at 140, but Postal and all those guys, those are good fighters. They weren't big names. Just like Bam, he doesn't have the great. He doesn't have a whole lot of great names. Just like
Strada.
In a way, he does have two great.
By the way, he's one of my favorite
doesn't have a bunch of names.
He believes Crawford's laser focus and self-belief make him dangerous, even against a bigger man. Hearn explained that in boxing, mindset and confidence can often change everything. If Crawford stays disciplined and controls the tempo, he has a real shot at pulling off the upset. John Ryder, who went toe-to-toe with Canelo, knows how tough it is to face him. He said Canelo's power and presence in the ring are a major factor, and that moving up in weight won't be easy for Crawford. Still, Ryder believes Crawford has both the mental strength and the technical tools to deal with it. He called Crawford one of the few fighters smart and skilled enough to handle Canelo, even with the size disadvantage. Crawford has a clear game plan in mind.
Can he go up 2 divisions? A lot of people in his camp believe that he's even going to stop him, but yeah, what's your thought?
If there's any man that could do it, it would be Terence Crawford, but I just think the sheer size of Canelo is going to be too much on the line.
So do you think size will be too much? I mean, you were in there with Canelo. You landed good shots and he took them, right?
Yeah, I mean, listen, Terence Crawford is an exceptional talent, but I think the size will be the factor on the night and it'd just be too big, too strong.
He said he's thinking of 2 different approaches. One is to pressure Canelo early, throw a high volume of punches and break his rhythm. The other is to take a smarter path using Mayweather's style, slick defense, quick counters, and good footwork. Crawford admits he doesn't have the same size Mayweather had, but says his timing and speed can make up for it. He calls himself a hybrid fighter who can adjust on the fly and believes that flexibility could be the key to beating Canelo. Joe Rogan shared his take on the potential fight, and he echoed what many fans are thinking. He said that although Canelo is still one of the best,
It's 2 things that you can do with somebody bigger and stronger. You know, you can either try to push them back, you know, because 9 times out of 10, a stronger fighter not used to going back, you know, so it kind of fucks them up in the head, you know. Yeah. Or you can just box them because some of them just slower than others because they got flat feet, and they just looking to load up on certain shots.
Now, Crawford's definitely right here. There's 2 ways to beat a pressure fighter like Canelo. Either you put the pressure back on him, which is where guys like Triple G and Bivol had success, or you use your superior skills and footwork on the outside, which is how Floyd Mayweather won. Now, Crawford, he can't use the pressure approach because he's not as physically dominant as guys like Golovkin or Bivol. You know, Bud is a welterweight or junior middleweight jumping up. He doesn't have the size to push Canelo back. Now, the outside boxing approach, that is definitely Crawford's best chance against Canelo. You know, he is right. Canelo does struggle to cut off the ring at times. We saw that in the Skull fight. And he does load up on single shots now. But at the same time, Crawford is not the same pure boxer that Floyd Mayweather was. You know, Mayweather rarely got hit in that shell. And his form of countering, you know, a pull counter, for example, was, I'm not going to get touched and then I'll make you pay. Whereas Crawford's style of counterpunching is different. Bud will take one to throw 2 or 3 back. And he can't do that against Canelo because of the size and power difference. If Bud takes a clean right hand to throw back an uppercut or a hook, he's either going to get dropped or he's going to end up on his bike like Jermell Charlo. So while I do agree Crawford does have the superior skill set in this fight, but because he doesn't have the size to push Canelo back, or the defense of someone like Mayweather to stay perfect for 12 rounds on the outside, I do think Canelo's size and power will make the difference in this fight. And that's why I like Canelo to win.
he's starting to slow down, especially with his speed and stamina. On the other hand, Crawford is at his absolute peak, getting better with every fight. Rogan believes the timing of this fight could favor Crawford, who's sharper and more active. He said the fight might be way closer than people expect. Famed boxing commentator Jim Lampley called this fight more than just a clash of size. It's about pride and legacy. He said both Canelo and Crawford are driven by something deeper, the desire to prove they're the best.
So who do you like in Canelo versus Crawford?
Well, I'm a giant Crawford fan because I think he's the best switch hitter since Marvin Hagler. I also think Canelo is slowing down, and Canelo is more of a one-punch fighter now than the combination fighter he was when he was younger.
Do you think Terence Crawford can beat Canelo Alvarez?
Yeah, I think he can win.
Okay.
I don't know if he's going to win, but I think he can win. He's going to have to box a brilliant fight.
If Ray Leonard could beat Marvelous Marvin Hagler, then Terence Crawford can beat Canelo Alvarez. Why do you say that? Same equation. Get in, get out. Get in, get out.
Yeah.
Over and over and over. He's got to figure the angles and the approaches that will allow him to step in, land to the body, or occasionally upstairs.
Lampley pointed out that while the weight difference matters, both men have the mindset of champions who won't step away from a challenge. Max Kellerman made it clear he thinks Terence Crawford is the best pound-for-pound boxer in the world. Right now, he respects Canelo's past, but feels his prime days are over. Kellerman praised Crawford for how clean and dominant he's been, regardless of who he fights or what weight he's in.
Does he need any introduction? Hall of Fame legend Roy Jones Jr. here in the UK. There's a few questions about the US guys. Obviously, Tank and Lamont Roach, we saw the first fight. Lamont Roach shot the world. What do you think happens in a rematch if they fight?
I think he shocked the world again. But the only thing different this time is Tank will come with a different attitude, a different personality, different motivation. And I think Roach will do good again, but I think Tank could be more dominant this time.
And obviously, we know if Canelo wins against William Skull, he will fight Terence Crawford in September. Who would you favor in that fight?
You know, it's a hard one to call, and I'm gonna tell you why it's hard to call. It's a hard one to call because it'll all be predicated upon how Canelo approaches the fight. Canelo approaches the fight like he's the man, he can box, and I'll box Terence Crawford, he'll get beat. If he comes out and shows that he really wants to go out and prove whether he's still the best, he might win. So it all depends on which Canelo come to the dance.
10 years of knowing him, amateur, professional. I've seen where he started. I've seen how he's gotten better over time, but I also just know what resides in him. He's a dog, he's a beast, and he's out to prove something too. So I'm excited about this fight. Canelo obviously is self-explanatory. There's really no need to go down the rabbit hole when it comes to him. But I do see this being as a 50-50 fight. But if I was a betting man, I would bet on Crawford. But also too, you can't count Canelo out. I mean, would go in, I'm assuming, as the favorite, which is rightfully so.
A lot of people say that version that you fought was probably the best Canelo-Alvarez. And since then, obviously, naturally, he's slightly declined.
Yeah.
Do you see this decline that people talk about?
Well, I can see in increments because Canelo, which I've always said is an amazing, legendary fighter, but he fights in spurts. So sometimes it takes for the opponent to actually initialize him giving the best. When he was faced with me, the opposition that I had and what I was giving him, it was just a lot. Whether it was boxing, whether it was coming forward, but most importantly, it was the punches and bunches. And so he was forced to either stand there, wait for the right time, or be combative and go back at it. So I think that's what Crawford may have to do. Push the pressure, make Canelo fight, or maybe just...
Atlas said Crawford might belong to a rare category of fighters who are simply built different. With the right skills, people believe Canelo can be beaten. But some fans still ask, has Crawford really fought top-tier boxers? Sure, there's Errol Spence, but many say he wasn't the same. After his car accident, that leaves room for debate. What do you think? Is Crawford ready to take down Canelo? That's it from Fighters Corner for today. Stay tuned for more updates.